Hello and welcome to Kunitsu-Gaming. Today is our Tsuba Guard tier list, and I'm dressed appropriately. Got my Capcom Kunitsu-Gami Tsuba Guard t-shirt on. So if you saw my villager tier list, the tiers are the same here. S tier Goddess, Divine, Mortal, Corrupted, and then Defiled. Tsuba Guards are really fun to play with, but depending on your playstyle, you may use some more than others. So this is my personal list. Okay, first up we have Suzaku's Flame. Suzaku's Flame is the first Tsuba Guard you get in the game, and it's pretty simple. It does a fire attack, depletes C's resist gauge, which is very useful. It's simple but very effective, I think. And to be honest, for me, it's Goddess tier. It's the default Tsuba Guard, but it's so good. If I have 2 or 3 slots available, one of them is going to this Tsuba Guard. Also, it's pretty quick to recharge, so that's important to me. Next up we have Rikugo's Vigor, which buffs your villagers. It's pretty good. I don't use it so much. It recharges pretty quickly. Effect lasts about 30 seconds. I would say that's mortal for me. Anything buffing villagers, I don't use as much as something that's gonna give some attack power. Next up we have Byaku's Claws, which is a strong attack, but it does take a while to recharge. You know, sometimes it can be tricky to maneuver it. Sometimes you miss your target. But I like it, and I actually use it quite often because it is powerful. I'm gonna put it in Divine. I think it's a really good Tsuba Guard. Tenku's Wings. It has a really fast recharge, but its utility, I don't know, it's useful. You transport to Yoshiro, you cause some damage upon landing, but I don't use it so much. But I can see some stages in particular where it could be more useful. I'm gonna put it in Mortal, in front of Rikugo's Vigor. Yep, right there. I think it's a good spot. Toda's Snare. Toda's Snare is quite unique. You can set 3 traps. It takes about just over 30 seconds to recharge to set another trap. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but I like the idea and it's fun to use. Especially stages where you have a couple of gates where C's are coming out of and you just set up traps in front of each gate. I like doing that. I'm gonna put it in Divine. Okay, Korchin's Ward is one of my favorites. I use it quite a bit. It's basically just protects a dome area. How long does the effect last? Let's see. The effect lasts 45 seconds. It takes about 1 minute 40 to recharge. I think it's really good. It's saved my butt a few times. It's gotta be Goddess for me, and I'm sticking it just behind Suzaku's Flame. I like the attacking Tsuba Guards, but I can't deny that is really powerful. Moving on to Genbu's Might, which is a ground attack, so it's not gonna hit any flying C's. It's powerful. It recharges fairly quickly. I use it sometimes. I'm gonna put it in Divine. Maybe here between Byaku's Claws and Toda's Snare. Byaku's Claws, it's a ground attack, but it reaches quite high too, so you can get flying C's with it. It has an advantage there. But Genbu's Might recharges quicker. I think I'll leave it there, but I think I like them the same. Next we have Seiryu's Gale, which is a air attack, so great for hitting flying C's, but you can't hit C's on the ground. However, I have found it very useful. You can't hit C's on the ground, but you can hit the big fellas, right? The Daigaki, because they're so tall, smacks them in the head, which is very useful. and it has a quick recharge. So I find I use it quite a lot. So I'm sticking it in Divine, and I think it beats these two. So right at the front of Divine. Taijo's Favor. So it's a defensive Tsuba Guard for your villages. It prevents knockback. Particularly in a couple of boss fights, it can be used for maybe buff some cannoneers. I don't use it so much, so it's mortal for me. I would say it's about as useful as Rikugo's Vigor. Maybe a little bit more useful, about the same. I'm gonna stick it here. Okay, now we got to Kijin Spectre. This might be a hot take or a controversial take, but for me, this is mortal. I'm gonna put it here, right at the front of mortal. So I recognize that, yes, it's powerful. You can create a copy of yourself, basically double your damage. But for me, I don't use it so much. It's just kind of annoying to play with for me. It's another thing I've got to keep track of when I want to keep things simple. So for me, that's mortal. Okay, now we have a Tenko's Sacrifice, which for me is, it's corrupted. So I very rarely use this. In fact, I think I've only used it a couple of times. You sacrifice yourself so you become a spirit. Only for a short time. I believe it's like 20 seconds or something. Yeah, you can revive your villagers. But how often do you need to do that? For me, it's not so often. I take care of my villagers with rations. But one thing I will say that I like about this is the effect is really cool. It creates this big cherry blossom tree, which is really beautiful, which is good for photo mode. But yeah, I'm sticking it in Corrupted. And last one, we have Taion's Lightning. Now we know how powerful for this. It's Goddess, right? It's so powerful, it basically destroys everything in its path. So good. Yeah, the downside is it takes a long time to recharge. I think it's like over 5 minutes. But yeah, I use in case of emergencies. I almost always have it on my rope. It's fantastic. So it's Goddess, and I think, yep, it's the best. So it's interesting, my top two here, they're kind of the opposite ends of the amount of time they take to recharge. Taion's Lightning, so powerful, so long to recharge. Suzaku's Flame is not as powerful, but it's so quick. Oh, another thing I like about Suzaku's Flame is you do 2 attacks, right, with the fire. It's great for New Game Plus when you have, for example, a couple of Shiniku Samurai coming out and you can get both of them in the one attack. It opens them up to a punishing strike. It's excellent. So that's my list. There are no Defiled because all of the Tsuba Guards have some use. I've used all of them at some time. It's a fun element of the game. What do you think? Kijin Spectre, would you have it higher? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what your Goddess tier Tsuba Guards are. Check out my Villager Role tier list if you haven't. Thanks for watching. See you at the next Torii Gate.